Hey YouTube, it's that dude named Dave and welcome to my channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Before we get started, my price of admission. Like, subscribe, and the bell notification below. You guys are watching my videos, but you're all not sub yet, so let me help you by helping me out here and give you guys a few seconds to do this. Okay, we got those few seconds out the way. We don't do long intros. Today's video, we're coming back to Kevin Samuels. Now, in this video here, he was talking to a woman regarding the sexual marketplace and value and how women don't even understand the market. So, we're gonna get to the video, let Kevin cook, and we're gonna try to make this make sense.
How old are you?
My name is Zoella and I'm 25.
All right, what do you got for me? We're talking about being capped tonight.
Okay, so listen. A lot of people come on your show and they really try to tell you that you're wrong. Now, I don't necessarily think you're wrong. I think that just as far as being capped, I feel like it's not honesty both ways.
Like what? What do you mean it goes what?
Both ways.
Okay, we only want to talk about the way it goes with the women.
Okay, well, fine. All right.
You see, I had to stop that there for a second here because every time we have a conversation here, even my videos lately, people have been coming for me with the Corey Holcomb videos. Whenever we discuss women want to double back and say, well, what about the men here? No. There's always been a referendum on men since the beginning of time. Whenever there's a problem with men, that conversation stays about it, and we just hear the dogging and how men need to be accountable. But what we need to do is give the same thing to women, okay? Whenever we talk about women, stay on code, stay on course. Had to stop that there because women do this all the time. Let's continue.
Because we have 50 years of talking about the way it goes with men. Won't hear nothing about that.
Exactly, Kevin.
Okay, fair enough. So I feel like with us, a lot of the times, like maybe we cap about like what we want. Like, you know how you ask all the women what they want.
What?
And then you hit them with the 3 little questions and they
Well,
say,
that's not the cap. That's not, I don't mean like you're capping. I'm saying you're capped, meaning you have an upper limit of what you can get.
okay, yes, I agree. So take me for instance. So I'm 25 years old, but I'm in a career that I'm the youngest person in my career. So I'm a therapist, and a lot of the people in my career are older than me, right?
Okay.
And so a lot of the men that I attract are older than me. Because, you know, you talked about how the young men don't have respect for older men, so there's a learning gap. And then there's older men who are attracted to me because I'm 25 with no children, with a career, living on my own. But because I didn't grow up with a man in the house necessarily.
What do you think okay.
Look at
your
Kevin.
cap would be what? Regarding relationships.
Right.
I would say my cap would have to be the
Your
oldest.
sexual marketplace value.
SMV.
I would say
That is your cap.
like the cap, I would probably do 39.
No. The kind of man you can get, the cap, the top, the limit.
I think
Listen.
I'm listening to you. Don't do me like that, man.
Uh-oh.
I'm listening. I'm just a little.
Don't tell me what to do.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm just let me do what I do. I've let you talk, and the reason I stepped in is because you're not on subject. You're just talking.
Yeah, she's just talking and look like she's just all over the place here. I wanted to pause it for a second here because fellas, how often have we've had conversations with women, want to have serious dialogue, and it seems like it starts off on the good foot for the first 20 seconds and then it just goes all over the place here. Do we understand what she was even talking about? She doesn't even understand the question about cap. You know, so I just want to stop there to point out here, how many times have y'all talked to a woman and a woman just goes from left to right, hither and thither, to and fro, far and there, where that you just been on some sort of all spin action and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. See, good thing that Kevin stopped here and wanted to redirect, refocus to get back on what we're talking about here. So let's continue.
Okay. The cap meaning, what is the top kind of man you can qualify for? And what is the bottom man you qualify for? And what's the average? That's the cap.
Or like what I think.
Well, it's not about what you think. Everybody has a cap, and a woman's cap is her sexual marketplace value. This is why you can be a woman with a high school diploma and marry a millionaire if you have a high enough SMV. And you can be a woman with a PhD and can't get a husband.
Yeah.
Because you're unattractive.
That's real.
That's an SMV. So what would your cap be?
Before she answers that question, do you see how Kevin broke that down? And he's not being disrespectful. He's not being rude. We see so many people that have been coming out since he's passed away want to say that Kevin built his program off disrespecting women. But you want to know something? Have you guys followed my channel and looked at every single Kevin Samuels video? We're not seeing any bit of disrespect here. I just wanted to point that into how this dialogue is going here for all the detractors that want to say anything about Kevin Samuels here. So let's continue.
I think 47.
Who's that? Who just came in that car?
Oh, my God.
Hey.
Hey, say hi.
How you doing? I don't think you're understanding the topic, so I'm gonna. It's not about an age. It's about what kind of man. So you said you're a professional, you're a therapist.
Mm.
Did you have a bachelor's, master's, what?
A bachelor's, and I'm going for my master's right now.
And how much do you anticipate making midway through your career? By the time you're 45 years old, about how much do you think you'll be making annually?
So right now, I'm making about 79, almost 80.
She's making good money.
So midway through your career, about 45, what do you think you'll be making?
Probably over $1 million.
Annually?
Yeah. Because what I'm trying to do with mental health in our community, I think people are going to accept it more than they do.
Y'all hear this? Look at Kevin. He had to put his head down. This is just the asinine bullshit that we're dealing with here. She is someone that makes 70 or 80,000 right now. Good money, damn good money. The average woman is making roughly around $37,000 a year. You don't believe me? You can look at the CDC. You don't want to believe the CDC stats? Go to blackdemographics.com. Statistics for black people, by black people, that is accurate here. So when women want to think that you're bosses, you're making all this money here, the average woman's making 37 and change a year. So for her to be making around 78 to 80,000, she is making really, really good money, over 2 times what the average woman is making, and close to double what the average black man is making here. But how do you go from her age, I believe said that she was like 25 years old, mid-20s, and you're making close to 80,000 a year? Where do you expect in your field that you're going to be making $1 million annually in about 15, 20 years? We gotta make this make sense here, how women are going to fields and don't even know how much they're gonna make at the peak of their career when it caps off, and only thing you're gonna be making is just regular raises and salary increases. No therapist is making $1 million a year, but we see the delusion, we see the feelings come out when women talk like this here, and it makes no sense, and it makes you wonder how men can win when women are clearly have no idea about money, their own careers, and what it takes to actually build here. But let's continue. Let's see how bad Kevin taking this one here, because you can see his facial expressions. Oh, Kevin still can't help it here.
Everything that
It's
I'm
bad.
trying to do on the side is
How
Right,
many
I get it,
people
Kevin.
or therapists make $1 million annually?
Exactly. How many?
well, aside from what I make right now, just at a job, plus what I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to work my job forever. So if I make
What?
almost
Okay, you can't even have
Y'all
the
hear this?
conversation. I just asked you. Every question I've asked you, you just talked. I said, midway through your career, what do you think you're going to make annually? You're honestly saying, I expect you to be a millionaire as a therapist.
I'm serious.
Okay, good. Which fairy tales do come true, but that's not that's not the
Fairy tales.
Ma'am, I talk to therapists. I network with therapists. I work with psychiatrists, psychologists, PhDs from Ivy League, and they ain't making that kind of money.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't. I need you to listen. I need you to listen.
He's trying to level
there
set
she
right
goes. You're not going over. You're not. You're already on cue.
Oh wait, I'm not trying to be rude.
But what I need you to understand is you can't even. I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. I'm talking about what I'm talking about, my subject. And I can't even get you to understand what you plan on making about halfway through. But let's just say you're making $1 million. Let's just go ahead and say it. You're making $1 million. Then how much do you want to get married one day?
Hmm.
You want children?
Yes, I do.
How many children would you like to have?
3 to 4.
3 to 4. And do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your first child after marriage?
I probably will have to.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills
Direct
after you're
question,
pregnant with
direct
your first
answer.
child when you're married?
Yes.
Okay. What percentage of the family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime with 4 children, you and a husband? What percentage overall for a lifetime?
How would she answer?
20
this
to
here?
30.
20 to 30%. So you still are looking for a provider male, a man making enough to pay 70 to 80% of the bills, meaning if you stop working for any reason, the family would not be significantly impacted. How much
Isn't that
money? How much money?
Before he continues here, did you see how he was asking direct questions, looking for direct answers, and she can't give it to him? So she expects that she thinks she's going to make $1 million a year midway through her career. This is what she said. This is what she feel. But he asked a question about how much of the bills you want to be responsible for, 20 to 30%. So let's get this out right here. A woman who thinks, and let's say that, like you said, let's just indulge in this here, that she does make $1 million a year. She still only wants to pay 20 or 30%, which means that she wants all of her money to herself and expects the man to take care of the household here. If you making $1 million a year, you're on top of the 1%, the 0.00, you're at the highest caliber. And you still want a man to handle everything here. See how ass backwards women are, not understanding the concept of money and then not understanding the concept of what kind of man they really want or the kind of provider male they're seeking. But let's continue. This is crazy, y'all.
How much money would a man need to make to provide for a family of 4 children, a wife, and himself to not have her income impact the family in any long-term way? How much money would he need to make annually?
Probably 80 to 100,000.
What state do you live in?
Texas.
$80,000 for 6 people.
Let me just hold that here, guys. Not only that she's expecting the guy to make 80, but let's just ask this question here. Do we really think that a woman, let's say that she does make up to $1 million a year, or let alone the fact that she's already making 80 now, let's just add this caveat in here. By the time that she's ready to get married, that she's making close to $100,000 a year. So a woman that's close to making this kind of money here and it still expects a man to make 80 to $100,000 a year to cover 70 to 80% of the bills. You see how he asked these direct questions and then he followed up to showcase how asinine this sounds here, how crazy and ridiculous this looks to us men here when we hear this information. But let's continue.
I grew up in the country, so it doesn't really.
See what I mean? They don't know their caps, folks. See, this is a woman that says she thinks her plan is to make $1 million, but I got down to the real numbers of it. She thinks a man with $80,000 will be able to provide a middle-class lifestyle.
Why wouldn't he, though? You said middle class.
Math. Because
Math, inflation, cost of goods going up here. Now, I know this was recorded about a year ago. Of course, Kevin Samuels has passed away. But even up until this point here, when this was recorded, we did see inflation pick up a little bit during this time period when this was recorded here. We did see the cost of goods being raised up here. The housing market already was rising when it's recorded here. So you need to understand the fact that everything costs way more today than yesteryear. So back in the day, yes, you can say that a man making 80,000 could take care of a family of 4. We live in 2022 right now. 80,000 is not going to cut it with 4 kids, you and a husband. Now, you can make it work, but what about retirement? What about savings, kids' college plans here? Want to go on vacations, all these extracurricular activities and other items that needs to be included. See, you think of 80 to 100,000. Is that good enough? Well, you want to know something? 100,000 does not go the same way now as it did 15, 20 years ago. Let's continue.
the average black man in this country makes $41,500.
With a
The
high
average,
school.
I need you to, okay, obviously you don't know.
Wait, why?
So I need you to because as a therapist, as an educated woman, and you want these things, y'all should know this stuff.
But
You
I
should
know
know. You should know that it's impossible to have a man making $80,000 and then you not have to work. 4 children, you guys would be lit, ma'am. The average child takes about $250,000 from age 0 to 18. 3 children. And for you not to have to work to pay significant bills in Texas, you're talking about a man making about $300,000 to $350,000 a year. 4 children add another 100,000. You're talking about a man making close to 400,000, almost half a mil. Not 80. $80,000. $80,000 will not pay for 4 children. It's college fund, retirement,
I'm just saying.
401k, medical insurance.
Exactly.
talking about to raise a child or for them to go past. Because
Like I'm going to have a conversation with the audience. Okay, see, this is why women don't understand their caps. They don't understand their caps because they don't even understand how much money a man needs to make. They don't even understand what they're asking about. So it's all fantasy. It's all fantasy. It's all fantasy. It's all fantasy for women at this point. Because I can't have the conversation with you, man, because I'm talking at a different level of understanding. I'm talking about calculus. You're talking about arithmetic.
I'm not, I'm just asking you to.
Okay. I'm going ahead and have the presentation.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the video here because Kevin got enough of her and took her off. So let's get into it here, guys. What Kevin Samuel was saying? Was he off? Was he wrong here? What this woman was stating here? He knew he had to get her off because he realizing that he was going ahead and just hitting his head against the wall here. So to bring this back here to level fruitation. So we got a woman here who's a psychologist or a therapist thinking that she can make $1 million a year. Now, only way that's actually going to happen is she's as a doctor on TV, okay? And even then, doctors are not on TV, not going to be making $1 million. You have to be, Dr. Phil and have a regular TV show and a big following. So I just want to put that caveat out there for people who want to play. And Dave, this doctor makes this kind of money or whatever the case may be. No. Let's just be realistic here. She's not going to be on TV. She's not going to be a doctor to the stars. She's over here being a therapist, everyday person here. So she's making 78, 80,000 now. We can give her the benefit of the doubt that the next 10 or 15 years, that should be making close to 100,000 a year. But $1 million? Come on now. Come on. Ladies, we have to understand what your field is, what you actually are going to make here. Before you go to college and you over here taking these courses here, you should look at entry level, okay? What is mid-grade? What is peak here? Things of that nature. You're just gonna go and say, you know what? I think I can make $1 million. I'm gonna start my own business after I get started here. I'm gonna build my clientele and we're gonna get it. Doesn't work that way here. Look at the median and average of what the career is, and then we can dictate what your cap will be. Like over 10 years ago, I know in my career in IT, I knew where I was gonna be capped at unless I started adding extra disciplines to my area, learning other things outside of database and application servers, things of that nature, so that I can make more money. But if I stay stagnant, I knew how much the maximum ceiling was. But women do not want to understand that there. You heard what she said. It was all about feelings. I feel I can make this. I think and I feel that I can get here. What you feel and what is known are two different things. And the next point here, the fact that she is not understanding that what money takes today in 2022 or even last year in 2021 here, $80,000 a year does not go as far as it used to. $100,000 is not even the same anymore. Can we be honest that guys making $100,000 a year is basically middle class these days here? And with the average man making only $42,000 a year, do you think that she's really going to be able to find the man that she's looking for to help raise 3 or 4 kids? We have to make it make sense here. Not making money just to survive, making money to live day to day, be able to put some aside for savings and retirement, and to be able to do extra for your kids and enjoy the fruits of life here, like vacations and doing extracurricular activity, things of that nature. That cannot happen on $80,000 a year with 4 kids. Now, a single man making $80,000 and he's going on a date with her and she's making $70,000, $80,000, you can do what you want. You guys can live it up here. But when you add kids here, as soon as you add one kid from 0 to 18 years old, birth to 18, you need to know that you're gonna be spending over $250,000. That's just at the bare minimum. And we're not talking about the lifetime of the kid, because you never know if something happens where your child has special needs, or what we have here right now, inflation is just constantly rising, where we're close to a 40-year high. So fellas, why am I bringing this video here? Number one, for our detractors against Kevin Samuels. You saw how he was respectful to her, and he just could not understand how a grown woman did not understand basic facts and data. So he wasn't disrespecting her. He was showing her respect, but he had to take her off because this conversation was going nowhere, because she has no idea what she's talking about. And we have to be careful too of the women that we deal with, because she is not the only one who moves this way. So many women do not understand money and how money management works. So we have to be disciplined and on our focus, fellas, to recognize that some women, and I say some, a lot of women are ignorant. They do not understand these things here. So when they're out in the dating market here, and then when they hear us talking in these men's channels, they're thinking that we're not speaking facts here, and then we're out of pocket. When in actuality here, this is why we have such a big divide within the Black community. Just understanding basic numbers and facts, and then when men come into the equation, then we're looking like we're crazy. We're looking like we don't know what we're talking about. When in actuality, ladies, sometimes your feelings is causing, not sometimes, majority of the time, your feelings is causing the issues between men and women. Comment, like, subscribe, and click on that bell notification below. Let me know what you think about my commentary. Let me know what you think about Kevin Samuels here. I know he's passed away, but we've been seeing so many people come with the disrespect here. And that's why I bring these videos to showcase. You guys think that he made a living off of disrespecting women, when all of my videos is showcasing respect and knowledge, and also trying to present women. Do you really understand what is actually happening in life? But until next time, I am that dude named Dave. See y'all later, YouTube world.